finally here, the Cornerstone Imperium. This pedal has been the topic of pedal gossip for a little while now, and I think we all knew it was coming. It's the Cornerstone Antique and the Gladio single channel in one pedal. The pedals sounded fantastic together, so Emilio decided to put them together in an enclosure. It's a beautiful red enclosure. Same nice textured finish as the aquarium, and it just looks like quality, which it is, obviously. There's a little switch added here where you can basically switch the order between the two pedals, so it's either Antique into Gladio or Gladio into Antique, which makes it a lot more versatile. So yeah, I think you guys all know the Antique, all know the Gladio single channel, so let's just dive right down into tones. I'm gonna do the two separate pedals first for those that don't know the Gladio or the Antique, and then we're gonna hear them together. The intro I played on the Panucci telly, this time with my Sun Bear pickups loaded parts caster into the Black Star St. James EL34 into Boss Tube amp expander into interface, and here are my headphones. Alright, clean tone first. Andy is sick, people. Andy. Let me put down his headphones. Andy from Reverb, Andy from Andy Gear Demos, Andy Demos. We all know him and love him. He got sick recently. Something with meningitis, I think, and shingles. It's pretty bad, and now I think it's in his eye, and he can't work for several months. So he set up a Reverb shop where he's gonna sell off some of his gear to pay for bills and medical bills and whatever. So if you want to support him, please support him. Go to his Reverb shop, and there's also a link in his Instagram bio link where you can donate if you want. So help him out because he's awesome and he does not deserve the shit. Okay, Imperium. I just realized Andy might be better when this video comes out, but you know, he's still awesome. So just go to his Reverb shop and buy stuff. All right, now let's start with Antique. It's based on the Tube Screamer with a lot of mods. So a Tube Screamer has a mid hump, pushes the mids. There's a second mid hump at around 2 kilohertz, which can make the Tube Screamer a nasal sounding pedal with certain guitars, certain amps. Now Emilio added an extra presence control where you can shape that second mid hump, and the tone control just controls like the mid frequencies and overall tone. So you have a lot of control over that mid hump, making this pedal work with like any kind of amp, any kind of guitar. So I think this is the most flexible Tube Screamer out there. I'm not a big fan of Tube Screamers, as you may know if you've been watching my channel, but this is something I can really work with. Mids switch, where you can emphasize a bit more mids, and a comp switch, which stands for compression, obviously, and that adds a little more compression and overall gain and tightness. I'd like it with less compression, so it has a more open feel to it. You can really hear that when you turn up the gain a bit. So now it's at noon. And then with the compression, I really get why some players might really like that. I'm not a fan. But Killer. So now turning down the presence a bit. Turning up tone a bit. So it's still poking through the mix, but it's less nasal. That is why I love the Antique so much. Well, I should say the left side of the Imperium in this case. There's a lot of gain on tap. Oh yeah, so the mids. That is the Antique side. Now onto Gladio. Gladio single channel is the left side, channel 1 of the dual channel Gladio. And Emilio designed that to sound like Robin Ford's Cannonball Shuffle. That tone. So it's based on a Dumble tone, but not necessarily a Dumble in a box. But he nailed that sound so well that even Robin Ford is using the Gladio single channel. So the pedal sounds like this. The unique feature about the single channel Gladio single channel is that you have, or the right side of the Imperium, is that you have a clean blend at your disposal. So turn that down, it sounds like this. Now with a clean blend halfway. Then you have the comp switch as well on this pedal, this side of the pedal. Again, here I really get why players would love this. I really like it with less compression. Alright, it's a chunky sound. Gain is really low. I got it set to about 9 o'clock, so let's set it at 3. Alright, let's set the gain back to 9 o'clock, gain to 9 o'clock, and then both pedals together. Now let's switch the order. This was Antique into Gladio. This is Gladio into Antique. Fantastic. So if you want to get either of these pedals or like get them both, just get the Imperium because it's fantastic. Another masterpiece from Cornerstone. The only thing I'm missing is the feature the Gladio also had, where you could flip a switch and then flip-flop between the two channels, or run it like this, where you can run both the channels at the same time. But other than that, it's really, really, really nice, and you gotta have it. So let me know down below in the comments what you think, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. That would help me a lot. And if you want to score some of my gem tracks and or taps for licks you can steal, you can find those on my Patreon page. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.